Is it possible that Ozempic is making you fatter? I've heard rumor that it increases your fat cells. Is that possible? One thing's for sure, when you're losing weight on Ozempic, you're not really only losing fat cells, and that's part of the problem.
We noticed that 94.5% of you are not subscribed, and to the 5.5% that are, we love you. You're also losing lean muscle mass, which is the longevity muscle of the body, right?
For sure, every time you lose weight, you are going to lose some muscle mass. It's just inevitable. But the concerns with Ozempic are definitely that you're losing more lean muscle mass than you want to, which is leading to like a tissue decomposition, which is dangerous for aging. I think we're going to see a lot of stats coming out later on that are not advantageous for people who've been on Ozempic for long term. I just don't, even though you're supposed to be on it for the rest of your life, I just don't see that's a viable option. And we don't have the research showing its efficaciousness for weight loss. We really only understand its efficaciousness for diabetes. I'm totally shocked that people are willing to be the lab rats. It doesn't even dawn on them that this could be a problem.
Well, one thing that I realized that when I learned this information at first, I couldn't wrap my head around what that meant. Like, why does it matter that people lose lean muscle mass? And like, what does that look like? And then I realized that what it really meant was that most people that are taking the drug, even though there are doctors that are supposed to be by your side and nutrition consultants, first of all, doctors don't really know that much about nutrition. Second of all, they're not actually with you there every day, texting you all day, every day, like we are in our group. And third of all, I realized that most of these people taking it are trying to get it cheaper, and they're not willing or wanting to do the work to exercise every day, eat better whole foods, eat healthier. They want it cheaper because they can't maybe afford certain things. And so then I realized, wow, these are the people who used to do the water diets, the salmon diets for 3 days and then go off of it. And these are now the people who are going to suffer the consequences of not eating healthy, not exercising, and they're taking this drug to supplement lifestyle choices they should be making.
Absolutely. But you and I also understand firsthand the desperation and how big of a hill it is to climb when you have 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose. It feels like it's so far away and it's never going to happen. And I can't even count the amount of breakdowns we've had when our weight has plateaued and the level of desperation and what we were willing to do just to get the weight off. And I don't believe that there is a magic bullet, because we all know that when you get off the drug, you still have to deal with the same stuff. And the reason why the weight came on is one of the most valuable things that we can look at in our own growth and development and self-realization process, so to say. Because if you're trying to step over that, like why you put the weight on in the first place, you're never really going to heal. You're never really going to get to the root of it. There's no pill that's going to show you that or teach you that or reveal that to you. When you have a problem in your health or your life, you don't just step over it. And if you do, it's just going to keep coming back. That's what life has shown me, at least.
Now, the last thing I want us to say for this video, people who are not exercising, who are not eating healthy, they're losing lean muscle mass. They're not actually losing fat. Therefore, they still have more fat on their bodies after losing the weight. They're not actually losing weight. They're not losing fat. They're losing muscle.
That's a fact.
That's how it's making
them fatter. And
them
that's been scientifically proven. Yeah,
that's how it's making them fatter.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to lose body fat. And when I research how do you lose body fat, and I look at Healthline and some of the top, Google preferred sources, I'm doing all those things. And I guarantee the people who are watching this are doing most of those things as well. People who are watching are not necessarily drinking soda or sugary beverages. They're not necessarily eating bread and other things. You all know how to lose fat. You are in the know. So why isn't it working? There are so many reasons why. And I think a lot of it has to do with toxic overload. I think a lot of it has to do with we're eating way more than we actually need to. I think that a lot of it has to do with a misunderstanding of what the paleo and keto diets mean and how to create the effectiveness of those diets. And I think that because we've been in a trend of the ketogenic diet and low carb diet, we may have been creating insulin resistance by a carbohydrate intolerance from an overconsumption of fat and protein. So that's one of my hypotheses. I'd love to hear your comments about that and to initiate a conversation, because it's fascinating when you really look at the data on how your insulin works and what these diets are creating long-term. You will start to understand how this is unfolding. And it's complicated. It's not as direct as we would hope it would be.
We help women beat obesity with our Step It Up system. Learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic within 90 days. Click the link in description to learn how.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'd love for you to comment below on what you're doing right now to lose weight. We're curious.